job.
That's
But
true.
you would not get green chilies.
That is also true, and also very important.
You
Let's
can,
see.
just not nearly as fresh.
I mean, yeah. Okay. I think the stream's back up. Is anybody looking at it?
No,
I can.
Where is...
It's back up.
It is up. Okay, thank you.
I only have the chat one. Sorry.
That's fine.
I didn't notice it
I
went
had my
down,
dashboard open, but it was on another window. So, anyway, sorry. What I was saying was, how do you, Troy? What do you do that makes this roll so stunning? Besides the fact that you managed to get dead on. I mean, obviously,
Okay, so
the goal is to get as close as possible.
I did actually explain this while you were gone. I
Okay,
threw
I
it in a
didn't
way
hear.
so that they all landed on top of each other in a like in a column, and then
Oh.
bounced and then rolled onto their numbers.
Ah, okay. All right.
So I did like a sort of trick throw.
Okay, yeah. Also, hi, Dragon Truth, and thank you for letting
Hello.
me know it's up.
It's nice to see you. Hope you're well. Hope your family's well.
All right,
Oh.
so yeah, people are starting to crowd around now. Before it was like just the nearby tables were like, oh man, maybe a little free entertainment, and everybody else was kind of like, oh, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Now people are kind of standing up and taking notice, and it's time for his roll,
Ooh.
and he's looking a bit less than confident, at least at the moment. So he makes his roll. There we go. Roll 20. Roll 20.
Oh boy.
There we go.
I don't see it. There it is. I hear it. Never mind.
So yeah, he rolls, and it's you don't want to get like, if you get over like a 12, it's not good. If you get over 15, it's even worse. He rolls like an 18 on 3 dice, or
Oh my God.
like 17. So it would be really good if you guys were making an attack roll, but in this game, it's bad. So he's like, he's swearing, takes another drink, slams his tankard down so that the dice rattle around some more, and some of it sloshes over to the side, like onto next to your hand, and he just gives you this death look as he gestures with his chin for you to take the dice and roll again.
Okay. I'll pick up the dice, and is it another dexterity roll?
Yeah, it'll be the same thing, unless
Okay.
you try to cheat, in which case it'll be different.
Okay. No, I'm still feeling good. I'll just pick them up and throw them again. Ooh.
All right,
Ooh.
so
I did better than him though.
so he sees this and a laugh, and some of the crowd around are like, ah, all right, yeah, the first
But I
one
get six.
was
I get
just a
six-
fluke. It's
six
true.
stunt
You
point-
do,
6 stunt
you
points.
do have six stunt points technically.
Oh.
It's just that I may veto some of these depending on what you do.
Yeah.
Wait, how does he get 6 stunt points? He didn't roll
2
doubles.
ones.
He did roll doubles.
Oh, I'm dumb. Never mind.
I mean, technically, the other guy rolled doubles too, but he was, you had kind of stunned him before the roll, so I wasn't gonna use.
Mhm. Okay, I'll
We
make a
appreciate
jest
that.
to him. I'll make a jest to him that look, even my worst roll is still one better than yours.
Oh.
Ooh.
I like that one. So that's kind of
Let that play.
so that's kind of a bon mot, I think.
Yeah, that's more of just
Witty remark rather than just a
Or-
jest.
It's kind of both.
I can use both. I have
It's
enough
true.
points.
You can use both.
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, nobody's really gonna stop from laughing. It's a tavern. It's late at night.
Ah,
People crack up at this, and he kind of looks even more mad at the moment as he grabs the dice and like glares around him, and he's a pretty big dude. He's like how tall are you, Troy?
Let me just double check this. I think I'm 5'1".
Okay.
5'1", yeah.
Yeah, he's
You're
got
an
more.
inch shorter than I am.
Yeah, he's got more than a foot on you. and probably at least as wide and built as you are. Maybe probably
Oh
more,
god.
honestly.
And wait, where's me and the dwarf?
You're kind of you got pulled up like right next to the table, like you were gonna pop the dwarf on the table. So you're kind of, I figured you were like back and behind a little bit. So
Yeah,
are you
yeah, I'm
doing
not-
anything in particular? I figured you were just kind of looking after the dwarf and making sure he didn't, die.
Yeah, I am.
All right, if you want to or need to do anything else, let me know.
Okay,
In the meantime,
I'll think about it.
it is time for his roll, and he looks a little more confident going into this one. No, but still pretty angry. And he rolls this out, and just even before they've settled, it's very clear that he's rolled really terribly, and he's just starts swearing and slams his tankard down and says, "Fine, take the table. I've had enough to drink anyway. I don't need anyone with dwarf hair getting in my beer."
Thank you, good sir. A fun game it was.
Have a nice night.
Oh,
Then we'll just...
you're just trying to start a fight, aren't you?
No.
I thought Hannah would be the one absolutely to start the fight.
I'm not in the bar!
I know.
Or I would be.
I can see Rachel doing it too, just like bending her little fingers in a tiny like queen wave.
Yeah, I can absolutely see Rachel doing that 100%.
Fuck it, I don't it's about this stitch. Sorry. I'm crocheting and realized I fucked
Um,
up, but I don't feel like I'm doing
So let's lift the dwarf onto the table here then.
Just gonna put him on the table.
Why not? It's the best place for him to lay down.
All right,
It
so
is.
you pick this dwarf up and set him on the table, and this barmaid comes over who she's been kind of taking care of people in the background, and as everything kind of settles down and everybody goes back to what they were doing, she comes over and says, "What's this here? What's this now?"
Sorry, it's my friend. He had too much to drink. You know how it goes. We're just waiting for his brother to come over, take him back home. You know.
Yeah,
Just-
we're gonna see how well you lie at that one.
Okay.
You don't have a good track record at
No.
All right.
which
What am I rolling?
is hilarious. This is gonna be communication.
Communication. Okay.
I can
Here
no
we go.
longer. Sure.
That's actually pretty decent. All right, so she's like, "All right, be that as it may, why are you putting him up on the table?
Do you expect me to hold him all night?
Might be better than putting him on one of our tables. Who do you think has to clean up after this? Look, he's bleeding all over. That's really now.
Yeah.
This is the
Yes,
best you
he
can-
is. And I am trying to fix him up so he doesn't keep bleeding all over. So,
Look, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna at least need to pay something for the business that's gonna be lost for having a dying dwarf, passed out dwarf, whatever this smelly thing is, right at one of our tables.
I mean, I already beat the guy who was here for the table. How much do you want for it?
That person didn't own or have any kind of stake in this tavern. I don't know why you would think that would mean anything to me. She's very clearly more than a barmaid. She's
Mhm.
got some kind of actual ownership or stake in this place.
How much is it?
Well, seems you were willing to wager at least 20 copper, so how about that?
I'll put up 10 if you put up 10.
Sure. Let's go for it.
I'm not holding him all night.
All right.
If
just
it'll...
cover him up and stop him from dripping all over the place. When is this brother coming to get him?
got some more friends on their way to bring him back. Should be, I don't know, another couple minutes, maybe half an hour or so.
And with that, we'll bounce over to the other two.
Hello.
So Devira and Everin, you are
Hello.
running to the hills. Run for your life. Sorry, I don't know why I went into Iron Maiden there for a minute.
That's okay. That's exactly where I went when you said that. So, I'm actually gonna need to get those things. 2.5. Give me 30 seconds.
All right, your 2.5 seconds are up.
I stopped crocheting because it was dark, and then realized I can't read my stunt cards. when
Yeah,
it's
that's also important.
So- All right, I'm good. Sorry.
Alright, so you guys are running off to the tavern. I don't remember the name of the tavern. I thought I wrote it down.
Tavern with where our bath is.
Well,
like how
it's an
that's
inn.
your
Yeah,
name. Yeah,
inn
it's
with
a
room
inn.
and bath. Yeah.
I'll look it up later. I know I wrote
Heaven's
it down somewhere.
Inn.
It's like a silver
No.
lion or something. Some sort of animal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was.
I'm pretty sure it's
It
a
was-
lion.
Insert generic D&D
Yeah.
tavern name here.
Something.
And that's really all we
lion.
need to know about it.
I'll look it up and write it down at some point. I'm not.
I don't think the name super matters.
I'm not terribly concerned about it now, but for authenticity. You know what word I'm.
Authenticity.
Authenticity, yes. I can words. I can all the words. So you guys get there. It takes you a few minutes to sprint over, and you get into the common room. And at this point, there's just a handful of people kind of around, eating some like snacks, some drinking. Not nearly as much as there would be in an actual tavern, but I mean, there's still people around who are drinking and taking it easy before they head up to bed. You head in, and soaked and bloody and very clearly having seen some shit. And the tavern keep looks up and say, "What's this about then?"
You remember us? We were here earlier. You see the dwarf we were talking to?
No,
We got
I
him.
remember you. The dwarf you were talking to. Yeah, he's been up in his room for all night. I haven't seen him all that
We
much.
need to talk to him. Which room is he in?
He gives you directions. It's to actually just a couple doors down from where you guys were going to
Thank
be
you.
staying.
Book it up the stores. Thanks. Keep the bath hot.
Might want to be making that quick because we're all going to be wanting to go to bed pretty soon.
Yeah.
Doing our best.
Alright.
Go
When we get to the door, I just take off towards the door because I've had enough of this bullshit.
Yep. I'm hopping 2 steps at a time.
Okay. So you're up to the door.
We knock. I knock.
Both of you make me a perception check.
Whatever.
Do you
Oh,
want it? I have
fuck.
searching and seeing. Do you want it with focus?
This is actually a hearing.
Hearing test? Yeah, okay. That's what I figured. There's mine.
I realized that I should
We
have
suck.
done this earlier. Fuck. Nah, I just thought of something. Oh well.
Alright, so you knock and there's no response.
Knock harder.
I can I do a perception check to see if I notice anything weird in the hallway?
Sure. Go ahead and make me another roll.
Why are Devera's
This will
numbers
be a search
with
one.
an orange box?
Because her text color is orange.
Oh, okay.
Where, see, like mine's white, so mine are almost invisible.
Okay.
Yours
I
are
was just
blue.
confused.
Yeah.
Notice anything in particular that might mean like there's maybe an enemy in the room or there's somebody who wants to hurt their brother nearby?
There's definitely nobody else in the hallway.
Okay.
Nobody seems to be like poking their head out to see what the knocking is about or anything like that. It seems pretty
Calm.
normal, honestly.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna bang harder and call out his name.
Okay.
Which I have forgotten.
I wrote down a name.
I'm
4 weeks.
I think it's
sorry about the dog.
Oswulf,
Os-
yes.
Oswald?
okay, that's not the name I wrote down.
OSWWULF.
Yeah. Oswald. Bang, bang, bang.
You. Let's see. Yeah.
I'm sorry about the
You hear
dog.
something like, I'm not even hearing the dog.
Okay.
You hear something. It seems like something was pressed up against the door, and you hear it being pulled back. You hear the scrape of like wood on wood. And
As I hear this, I kind of reach and put my hand on one of my weapons. Let's go with the battle axe. I just put my hand on it just in case.
okay. And it creaks open just a little bit, and you can see in the light from the hall, just the barest one eye looking at you, looks you up and down, kind of looks back and forth as much as he can from this perspective, down the hall.
Bloody elf in the doorway.
And then opens the door up, and Oswolf is very clearly not in good condition.
Shocking.
But he opens the door and
Like in what kind of condition?
he waves his hand for you to come in immediately.
I keep my hand on my
no.
weapon as I walk in.
As for his condition, his face is bloody. You can see some scrapes. You can see some spots where there's going to be some pretty impressive bruises. There's some part of his beard is matted with blood, and as you walk into the light, you can see that there's blood stains several places in on his clothes, and you can see him kind of holding at one with his left arm, holding his right side, and you can see some blood under his fingers.
I ask him if his attackers are still near.
He shakes his head and motions and kind of gestures with his chin for somebody to close the door and barricade it back up. You can see that there was a door. A chair, a heavy wooden chair, pushed up against the door.
I wave my hands like to gesture like no, and say
he
like,
sits
we
down.
We have your brother, or we have him. We need to go.
He sits right back down on his bed, even despite you saying this, and he says, "All right, that's good. Just give me a minute. It's while you guys were gone, I had a bit of a visit myself."
Clearly,
I'm looking for something.
we've left our healer. We've left our healer with your brother, but he's too injured to move.
Give me a minute. I need to just catch my breath. I'll be okay. I need.
He doesn't sound like he's going anywhere.
When you guys were gone, I had a bit of a visitor. And by one visitor, I mean 3 of them. You can see the window is open, and it's kind of that in and itself is a bit unusual. The windows are like a double door that open outward, and they've done it. And it says he nods with his head to it. Came in through the window. Thankfully, I was expecting a bit of trouble, but not quite that much. Just all right. How far is? Can we bring him here?
It'll be a bit far.
He's way too injured. Like, there might be a chance that you might not see him alive unless you come back with us. We had to leave him at a separate tavern to rest with our healer.
All right, let me get my things, and I'm not going to be able to make good time, so I hope you don't mind getting a little more wet.
Not a problem.
I
can only wash off the blood.
Hi, Tanny. Says, all right, and he wasn't wearing any armor, so he kind of he pulls on a sword belt. The sword was lying basically on his bed out of the sheath, but he pulls the sword belt on, and just he's very clearly not going very well. But both of you give me no, give me cunning, both of you.
Find it. There it is.
Yeah, he looks injured, but you don't really have the familiarity to know how well he is. But he says he's up for it. He just might be a little slow.
Well, you've got protection, so.
He pulls on his cloak and pulls the hood up and says, "All right, let's get going."
Mm-hmm.
I whisper to Devira, "You stay with the dwarf. I'll follow a couple paces back."
I nod and I nod and step next to the dwarf, with making sure that my weapons are nearby.
All right, as
I
you're
stay
walking
back under
along,
shelter, yeah, just a little bit longer to let them get a few steps ahead of me, and I'll take my bow out.
so he looks over his shoulder and sees Devira with her bow falling behind.
Everin.
No, Everin.
Everin, sorry. And it kind of chuckles, and you can see a little bit of blood coming up. Says, "It's not really good for your bowstring there. All this rain."
Yeah, I got plenty extra in my bag.
So,
More concerned about your safety.
tell me what happened. He's walking along as you're doing this, but
Well, we got there in time. He was alive. He was alive when we got there. Wasn't in great shape, but he's alive. The guy who was torturing him is dead. Pretty much everybody who was holding him captive is dead.
Everybody did.
Everybody dead.
I did take him out.
apparently
of
they had a
the
few
scripture.
left over to come after me, but it was probably happening around the same time. So,
Sorry. We got everybody that we could see. Just be prepared because he's on a stretcher. But our healer is as good as it comes, so she's gonna do everything she can to keep him alive. But there's a lot of dead men out there. Thankfully, your brother's not one of them.
don't suppose you got any names of these people, right?
You're asking a lot of us. We saw them. We wanted them dead. They were dead in some in more spectacular ways than others.
Yeah. Seems reasonable. All right.
We're more the fighting kind, less the talking kind. Talking, we never quite figured out how to talk our way out of situations.
Yeah, you never seemed quite like the eloquent kind, if I may say so.
Yeah, why talk when you've got when you've got the stick battle axe? That's my perspective. Plus, they're humans, and God forbid, nobody really likes them around these parts. No, I guess some do. I'm not too much of a fan.
I'm not sure you'll find a lot of fans around here, but on the other hand, there are a lot of humans around there. So, alright. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go with my basic assumption about these guys. I think I know who this was, but without any names or, survivors, it's kind of hard to tell.
Yep. The dwarf and the healer might know some names, but, no promises on that. They might know. I don't remember any.
Alright,
But
well, we'll see.
You can always ask the others.
We'll see how it is. I'm just glad he's still alive, and, well, might have something a bit more for you guys, too. In fact, I definitely have, but, one thing at a time.
Yeah.
One thing at a time. So, you're making your way through the city streets. It's slow as hell. You're definitely not going very, very quickly, but you're making it there. Say what you will about dwarves, but this guy is definitely tough, if nothing else. And before too long,
I start to gain more appreciation for him as we wander through town.
Yeah,
Is it just me, or
You have tail.
am I the only one that is suspicious of him?
but you're not there. So
I know. So I can't really be suspicious.
Oh,
not
That's
exactly.
why I kind of stopped listening when you guys were doing stuff, because I knew I wasn't supposed to know any of it anyway. So there's no point in listening. Although I do like to make some side comments out of character. Anyways, go on.
So it doesn't take too long for you guys to get there, despite the rain and the mud, and everything else. There's pretty much nobody else on the streets. You occasionally see a lone traveler going through, but they're pretty much very clearly heading from one dry spot to another and don't have any intention of lingering around.
Mm-hmm.
And before too long, you're back at this tavern.
Yep.
And head inside, and you see
Tail.
a bleeding dwarf on a table, a dwarf next to the bleeding dwarf, and a short elf that I believe you are familiar with on all 3 counts.
I point to the bleeding dwarf on the table and go, "That one there's your brother."
we think.
As
Yeah.
far as we know.
That's him, all right. And he looks about as good as I feel, so... which one of you's the healer?
Me,
How is he?
he could definitely be better.
I enter the tavern.
He walks up, looks up on the table, and looks at his brother's face, kind of like lifts up his eyelids to look in his eyes, and says, "Well, if he's survived this long, I suspect he's probably going to survive the rest, as long as those goddamn knife ears don't come back for the rest of us. No offense intended."
None taken.
I'm an axe girl myself.
So, you think he's gonna make it overnight?
Here's hoping. He's been unconscious since we got him.
Yeah.
He's not great, but he could be a lot worse.
I don't doubt that they did a real number on him. I wish I could have stabbed the bastards myself, but it sounds like there was no way I was gonna manage that on my own.
I mean, I hit him with a frying pan. I know it's not stabbing him, but you should know that he went down in a very painful manner.
I appreciate that.
A lot of them died at the distance. They didn't talk to each other, so we didn't get any names. They fought back hard, though.
He sits next to his brother and it's like, all right. Sounds like we both need a bit of rest before we get him somewhere warm and clean. I'd like to get him back to the inn if we can, but sounds like we're gonna need a bit of time before that's possible.
A little rest will do him some good.
Yeah. In the meantime, I have something to ask of you. You'll get paid for this on top of what I've already promised. So, and if it weren't important, I wouldn't ask. Given that you all look a bit beat up, and the weather's only getting worse out there.
Could use a nap.
Yeah, I think we all could at this point. Unfortunately, the only one that is Kinder in here, but one of my business associates is camped outside of Halam Sharal. He was waiting for me and my brother to come back, and then we were to make delivery here in town. And if they found Kindrin and they found me, I have a feeling that they might have found my associate as well. So, if you could, I would like you to go on, check on him, make sure he's all right, and if he is, bring him here into town. If he's not, well, I guess I need to know that too, don't I?
We'll definitely have to mull it over. Come
Well,
back to the inn tomorrow morning. We all could use a good night's rest. We'll
tomorrow
discuss
morning,
the details.
what I'm worried about is it might be a bit too late for that. They've already come after me tonight.
We're exhausted, bloodied, and battered.
All right.
We're gonna be real with you. I mean, we can go after him tonight, but you're not gonna be getting our best selves. If you wait a couple hours, if
And
he's
if
already
we
dead,
leave-
it's not gonna make a difference.
If we leave
No.
now, who's to say that someone doesn't get you before we're able to get our pay?
Exactly. No amount of coin is worth us dying because we're tired.
All right. You have a fair point. It's not what I want to hear, but it's you've got a point.
You have your brother. He's the important one.
Let's get him back to the inn so we can both get a warm night's rest.
Marisa, can he move?
Package him up.
Marisa,
Goodness. I
can he move?
Is he good
Probably.
to travel on the stretcher?
As long as you don't jostle him too much, he should be fine, I think.
I offered help carry this time since I'm a little bit stronger than the other two.
Maeve is sitting like a foot away from
Hi,
me, just
puppy.
batting at me with her paw. Wanting attention.
Hi, Maeve.
Maeve would like your attention. We're not giving to you.
So,
It's hard for me to talk into the mic and pet the puppy at the same time.
yes.
So
Yes, yes.
I'll exit the tavern first. I have my bow away, but I do have my throwing knife in my palm, but concealed by my clothes. And I'm gonna cross the street and wait under the awning there for the rest of them to
Are
come out.
you trying to like be sneaky, or are you just trying to just get across? Hello?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just look like I'm scurrying across to
All
the
right.
other side of the street.
All right.
Since the other dwarf is hurt, can I check out? Can I like see how hurt he is?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me. I think we determined that was a cunning thing, right?
Yes, that's what you made villain and I rolled.
Yes.
Mhm.
Go ahead and make a cunning roll then. He's not really settling down for like an examination, so you're having to make a bit of a guess on some of it, but he doesn't seem like he's in any danger of like dying or even passing out right away. He definitely needs his wounds treated, especially the one that's in his side. You think that might be a pretty bad one, but the rest of them that you can tell are basically cuts, bruises, scrapes. It probably hurts like hell, but nothing immediately life-threatening except for perhaps the injury to his side, which again you haven't been able to really examine closely.
Okay.
But he should make it all the way to the inn without conking out and having a second dwarf that you have to carry.
Good. Good.
So, so that villain was going out ahead. What about the rest of you? Who's carrying?
I offered to carry it to give everyone a break.
Okay.
Or, Erisa, sorry.
So is it?
Yes, I'm carrying
Tail
again
and
too.
Devere? Okay.
Okay, I'll open the door.
Oswolf looks and says, I'd help if I could, but
You're in no shape too, kiddo.
yeah, I can. Unfortunately, I can tell. So, all right. So you guys set off down the streets. Again, at this point it's pretty late, so there's not much in the way of people who are able to, or who are going to give you a look or investigate any further. Which is probably a good thing, because this might be a bit suspicious, especially for if any guards happen to come past.
Mm-hmm.
But in this particular case, you've gotten lucky. and you're able to make it all the way back to the inn, no problem whatsoever.
Good.
While we're walking back, I assume that our living dwarven friend here is walking near his brother, and I ask him,
Yeah, he's
So how'd you-
walking alongside. Yeah.
"So how'd you end up in so much trouble?"
Tell you what, when we get back and we're all feeling a little better, I'll tell you. I mean, at this point, I'd hope to keep it quiet as much for your sake as mine, but sounds like things have gotten a bit more dangerous than I originally expected.
Usually do.
I've caught up with the group and I overhear this and add, well, I don't want to go saving your life if you're some sort of slaver or something.
No, I can guarantee you on that one, no slaves involved. But he looks around at least a little bit, kind of like on reflex. You get the feeling, like he's looking for anybody that would be like that might overhear. And he says, though everything's not strictly speaking legal either.
Technically, we're vigilantes, so you know.
So, but
We're familiar with the concept.
Slaves, no slaves. There's a lot of problems with that. Moral, ethical, economic. It's no. Guarantee you on that one.
Good, because we don't like helping bad people.
Well, there are a lot of bad people who aren't slavers, so. But I get you on that one. Hi, puppy. Hi. But when we're a little better off here, I'll clue you in. You're gonna need to know if you're gonna go check on my associate anyway, because if he's gone, then well, let's just keep it quiet for the moment. We'll get to it. And he kind of deflects any questions towards that front for the rest of the walk, as short as it may be.
I had nothing else to ask.
Okay, so you guys get back to the inn after just a few minutes. Everybody is even more soaking wet and miserable. This night is 100% terrible, but you're there, and the tavern keep is like, well, I don't know what's going on, but you guys, guess it was a good thing I stayed up a bit late to check in on you.
Lean over
Appreciate
the
it,
bar.
Doctor.
Is the bath still hot?
Well, might not be as hot, but I'm sure you'll nevertheless be okay with some kind of bath after being out in the rain like you have.
Thanks, appreciate it. And I'm gonna slide 3 coppers across the table.
Much appreciated. I'll have something warm for you to drink when you get back down.
That sounds lovely.
So it takes a bit of effort getting a dwarf on a stretcher upstairs.
Yup.
But
What? No.
but you do get him there, and you take him back to the room where Oswolf was, and he sits down on his own bed and says, "Just if you can, he's got some other dry clothes, but that's not important right now. We need to get him warmed up, check over his injuries, and get him into a warm bed and see how he is. I'd do it myself, but I'm not in great shape myself. I guess I should really kind of take care of that, shouldn't I?" So he starts pulling off his own shirt to look at his own injuries. Go ahead and, if you're gonna help with the injuries, go ahead and give me a cunning check, Arissa.
I will. Oh, jeez.
I can't.
That
Do
went down
it.
fast.
Wow, your rolls are really bad tonight. Have you
I
rolled
want to say
over
I'm no
anything?
help, but I don't think I could be that bad.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm no help.
You guys have the basics of what needs to be done, which is, clean the wound, get it bandaged. So anybody that's going to help, go ahead and make a cunning roll.
I've started to feel bad for him. So I offer.
Yeah.
So Everin is definitely doing a lot more at this point.
Shit.
Okay, I guess I started to feel cold, and I'm not thinking very clearly.
So
Arissa, give me your
you're
kit.
basically helping. You get some clean water, clean warm water, and you're helping to at least clean out the wounds on both of them. And Oswulf is like, you can tell he doesn't like this. He doesn't like the either the fact that he's being helped or the fact that it's probably a female elf doing it, but he also doesn't protest. He looks pretty. Since you're the one who's probably helping them most, Everin, he's, if you had to guess, he probably took a few hits to the head, and he's not quite all there in turn. On a meta level, you think he's probably got like a concussion.
Do I notice so we notice that he's kind of looking like this, and like he's looking like
He's a bit.
he wishes we weren't female dwarf.
Yes, he's
So-
slurring things a bit, kind of stuttering. He's his eyes are a bit glazed over, and he's kind of swaying a bit. So yeah, you're all able to tell that he's not quite what he should be.
I make the comment to him when I notice. I go, if I could give you a female dwarf to do this, I would. Unfortunately, you're stuck with us.
He kind of chuckles at that a little bit and says, I'd take it, but right now, if you guys are the best I can get, then you're the best I can get.
I kind of motioned to Arissa behind me. Dalen, you use your magic.
Where'd that go?
Where'd I put
You're
that?
asking her to
Where'd I put
remember
my
things.
magic?
Where did I put my magic?
Story of my life.
I swear it was right here.
I
Listen,
found it.
me-
It's
I
fine.
left it in the other pocket.
Alright, so I'm gonna try to heal the worse off guy first with magic, I guess.
Go ahead and give me a cunning roll to see which one needs it more.
See, alright.
Or
Alright.
are you planning on healing both of them?
I was planning on
Probably-
healing both of them.
Okay.
But,
Okay. Then the
but
one.
how about I do the cunning roll to see which one goes first
Okay.
and which one needs more mana and whatnot.
Good point. Go ahead. Please roll better.
Whoa!
Oh, you did roll better. Yay!
I did. I did.
Congratulations,
You
you
did.
rolled over a 9 for the first time this evening.
Yay.
The unconscious one is definitely the one most in need of immediate assistance.
Okay.
Kindrin is the name you were given by Oswulf.
That's what I wrote down. I was wondering.
While
who
she's
that
doing
was.
this, can I roll to determine whether or not we're gonna put Oswulf on the 7-day concussion DL? Sorry.
No disable list.
Sorry.
You got to tough
really
it out,
wanted to be
old
dead.
school.
Sorry, that was a
Alright.
baseball joke for those not familiar.
So
I'm gonna go back to muting myself.
I'm going to roll. And I'm using 3 mana.
Okay. Let me go ahead and get. All right, 16. I'm pretty sure is fine. Where's
Do I have doubles?
my? Let me see.
3 plus
You
5 plus
do
5.
have doubles.
You do have doubles,
I
yes.
do.
You got the
I can
doubles.
do the spell casting stuff.
Yes, you
Yeah,
can.
you got 5
You
stun
have
points.
5 stun points.
Oh, here we are.
I will allow for Mighty Spell to also heal more,
Okay.
since that seems like a kind of a natural thing to do in this particular case.
Yeah.
I would like to do some skillful casting.
Okay.
Guys, just heads up. I'm gonna take my headset off for about 2 seconds.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to put that back up by 1. And
Hello,
I
I'm
would
back and
like
didn't
to
just almost
do
fall out of my
a
chair.
mighty spell.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear all of that, Rachel.
The mighty spell, I would like to make my healing mighty.
Okay.
Alright. And then
Yeah, there's really not much else you can do with just a single point in this particular case.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So, go ahead and roll me. You use 3 mana points, right?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll 4d6 and see how much he heals.
46?
4d6, yes.
Well, she used 3 and recovered
Mighty spell.
Okay.
one.
How do I do those?
In this particular case, go to the buttons in the lower left-hand corner
Okay.
and just do 2d6 twice.
Do I do modifier value?
No modifiers, no.
Submit.
Jesus. That's really good rolls.
That is really good
That
rolls.
is really
You did it.
amazing rolls, actually. So, pretty much immediately. How does it? Wait, first. What does your heal spell look like? What does it do? How does it manifest?
Oh gosh, I haven't thought
Manifest
this
Destiny?
one through yet. You didn't ask me the last time.
Nope, I didn't. Because it wasn't quite as relevant because you were in combat at the time. But now it's more interesting because it's kind of the focal point of what's going on right now.
Okay, so I have to be touching the person, right?
Yes.
So, purple glow starts on my hands where I'm touching him because I'm moving over his wounds. And as I move over them, then the wounds start to glow purple and slowly start to heal.
Okay. That sounds pretty good.
Dope.
So immediately
Very
he
visual.
starts breathing easier. Before he was very clearly in a lot of pain, even though he was unconscious, and he starts breathing better. His color looks a lot better. Everything about it. He looks, if not healthy, then he looks closer to being like somebody who's more asleep than having just been beaten within an inch of his life.
Yeah, that's my girl.
That's good.
You did.
And Oswolf looks in kind of surprise and goes, "Well, I'll be damned. Had no idea you were a mage. You're not Chantry, are you?"
No.
She's Dalish.
All
Yes.
right. I'm more than okay with that. I don't suppose you have any more of that for me?
Yes. Yes, I should have some more. Some, at least a little. Did I ever figure out how much healing he needs?
He doesn't need as much. He's not going to.
We only figured out importance.
You know that he's not going to die,
Well, yeah.
but
So-
he's not going to be in really great shape unless you do some.
Okay. So, like, if I use 2 mana, then
You think that 2 mana is probably a reasonable amount in this case.
okay. I think so. So I need to roll. Wait, why didn't it roll?
I don't know.
Your attack
There we
roll?
go.
There we go.
All right.
Okay. I'll deduct my 2 mana.
Okay.
Wait, do I have doubles? Nope,
No, you do not in this case.
I do not. That's okay.
Let's see. Did that make it actually? Oh, where is that damn spell?
It should have. I think it's 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 10 for every. TN is the. Or is it 13?
That's what I'm looking. I think it's just 10,
Okay.
but I'm looking. Yeah, target number is 10.
Okay.
I just need to check something really quick. Okay, yeah, you've succeeded. You feel it's almost like something is pushed back against it. Like if you were casting this on another person, you would have been totally fine. But it's almost like there was kind of some resistance casting on an Oswolf, but the healing still goes through.
Okay. So then I need to do
2d6.
2d6?
Yes. I assume you're going to focus it on the worst injuries.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's definitely his side. So
Okay.
he pulls his hand away as you reach in to cast it, and after the magic goes into his body, he takes a deep breath, kind of experimentally, like he's expecting it to really hurt, and breathes out more normally, and he kind of nods his head and says, it's feeling a lot better. It's still definitely a sting, but I'll rest a bit easier tonight, I think. And the wound to his side is basically, it's pink, like it's just newly been healed, but it'll probably be okay. The rest of his cuts and bruises are not really affected by the spell in this case.
Okay.
Now,
Oh.
I guess I promised you a bit of an explanation.
In the morning, you need your rest now, and as do the rest of us.
Yeah, I guess.
And I kind of, with that, I bid him good night and head off to a bath.
So yeah, he stands up to help get his brother and to pull the blankets over his brother, and the last thing you guys see is him getting into his own bed.
Yep, I followed Deviro down the hall to our room.
Yes.
Start getting the clothes off.
So there's a separate room. You would have been told this on the first floor, with a bath. And I assume you're gonna head down and get that right away.
Yes.
Yes.
Heck yeah. Well, I'm gonna hang up my wet stuff on the cord I carry in my backpack.
So you're by saying hang up your wet stuff, you say you're gonna get naked because you are soaked to the bone.
Yeah. Getting naked.
No, I'm heading straight for the bath.
I
I'm
head
just
straight
going to throw the wet stuff on the floor and deal with it later.
at what Rachel said, essentially. I figure I'll hang it up after I'm clean.
Alright, I'm prepping the clothesline. Getting my stuff on it first before everyone else comes back up.
All right, you head downstairs, and the innkeep is like, I've left some hot drinks in there for you. I heated up got a little more hot water in there, best I could. Still not like as hot as I think you'd like it, but should be a little better.
I thank him and tip him 5 copper.
Yeah.
It's not.
I come down the stairs wearing the blanket from my bed.
He gives you
Be like,
he gives you a raised eyebrow and just like he's expecting you to explain, and then he just shakes his head and just goes, "When you're done, just knock over here on the kitchen. Let me know, and I'll so I can get cleaning up in there."
Thank you, sir.
I'll
And I
stand guard
get in.
outside the door. I'll take whatever's left afterwards. I'll be the
Ladies
gentleman.
first.
Yeah, if you didn't let them go in first, I'm pretty sure Tail would wake up dead.
Yeah.
Devere would kill him.
Yeah,
I was tempted to sneak in while you guys were
Are you
healing.
sure it would have been Devira?
It would have been a line.
I wouldn't have given a fuck.
There would have been a queue.
I
Every-
would have beaten him solely because well, wait a minute. If he'd come in while we were naked, I would have beaten the shit out of him. I would have just
Yeah.
been mad if he'd gotten in there first.
Everyone doesn't give a shit. I'm older than all y'all. Lots of people seen me naked and I'm fly support, so.
I was tempted to sneak off while you were healing him to just get the bath out of the way, but I decided against it.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I don't want you to have to roll up a new character.
It'd be a lot of effort.
Not yet
Yeah.
anyway.
Then he would have had to learn to be a nicer, kinder dwarf.
Yeah,
Less pervy, dude.
that's gonna happen.
You'd lose your dice. Your favorite dice.
The dice have already worked well for me. I have not lost yet.
A new
So
follower.
you don't want to lose them.
New follower,
but-
Wolfkin. Thank you for following. I hope you enjoy your
Thank
stay.
For the follow. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to my descent into madness.
Welcome to Elven Bath Time.
Welcome to the Elven Descent into Madness. I will be your host tonight, Hannah. I'm slowly becoming delusional. I have to work tomorrow.
Well,
Becoming,
This is
Game of
great.
Offsprings.
becoming delusional, she says.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
listen.
bath
This is my-
time is uneventful.
Bath time is fun time.
You have not been
Bath
stabbed
time then
or
leads-
attacked or anything like that in bath time.
It
I'm
then
gonna
probably
help my
becomes
girls out. Scrub their backs.
That's not what I initially thought you meant by girls.
after I'm cleaned up. I don't linger long in the bath. I mostly just get cleaned up and grab my shit and grab my shit and get out and go to bed.
There's basically hot tea in there for you guys. There's some.
Yeah.
Are there towels?
There are towels. Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Toweling off. Towel.
Yeah. I'm in the bath just long enough to get cleaned up and drink some tea, and then I get my life together and go to bed.
Yep.
All right.
I leave the towel, wear my blanket back to bed.
I take the tea
Super
with me.
There's no further events this evening.
Wonderful.
Oh, and,
Yeah.
and knock on the kitchen door,
Okay.
because I'm smart.
Well, I mean, I'll knock
Um,
on the kitchen door when I'm done.
That's right, Tail hasn't gone yet.
Yeah, Tail gets the leftovers.
I'm gonna knock on Tail then. Just be like, hey.
It makes a meaty thump when you knock on Tail. All right,
Hey,
but
hey.
nothing else happens. You guys have a nice, relaxing bath. It's, as mentioned, it's not super warm, but it's more than lukewarm, so
It's warmer than the rain.
that's much
Yeah.
warmer than the rain. Yes, no problem in
Good
that respect. Next morning, you guys wake up feeling refreshed, kind of sore, but definitely a lot better than you did when you went to sleep the night before.
Are my clothes
Good.
dry?
You guys do get to heal some. I don't remember the healing rules.
Yeah, we didn't even
Okay.
eat. Well, we had tea.
You guys had tea, and there were some snacks. I didn't mention it, but there were basically some small snacks.
I mean, I'm
Um,
still fully healed, actually.
The snacks were
I'm only down 1 HP.
the snacks
I'm
were
down
very
2, but I
clearly.
need mana back.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do get
I
your mana
need
back too.
HP.
Oh, wait,
Yes.
do I get all of it or some of it?
That's what I'm checking out. I can't remember. what the rules
Well,
for that
please
were.
give your Corgo a snack.
I'm just
Your
gonna
Corgo wants
assume that
snack.
I get at least 1 HP back.
You
and
will
put
get 1
myself
HP
back at
back.
Full health.
The only person who might be less than full is Devira, and I want to check just to make sure on that front. And I also want to check the mana, because that also might be important.
And also give your Corgo a snack.
Nope,
That is also what you were going to go do.
she's laying down. She's okay at the moment. So
No, she needs a snack.
she always needs one, but she's not going to get one until I get back from work.
Listen, I gotta fight for Corgo right too.
Health and healing. Oh man, now she woke up.
She knows.
Look what you did.
Hey, I'm just trying to help her out and get her a snack.
Get some sleep. You get 10 plus your constitution plus level in health.
So 10, hold on. So 10 puts me at 34, 36.
Plus your constitution plus your level.
No, 10 puts me at
Are we all still
34.
level
Constitution
1?
puts me at 36. I don't know what the fuck my level is.
You're level 1.
Mine's
Thank
still
you.
1.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, you guys are level
Okay.
1. You will get more.
No, I'm literally 1 health from max.
So you're still a bit bruised and battered. That's basically what it boils down to. But you still feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Mana points. Mana points. It doesn't say, honestly. I'm gonna do something similar. Oh wait, there it is. You rest. You've got all of them back. You've got all your mana points back.
You did it.
It's basically you for every hour of rest or meditation, you get 1d6 plus your magic worth of mana points back. So that's important to know. Like if you guys don't have time for like a full rest, but Arissa still needs magic points. So morning has come. What are you guys doing?
Sitting down in the restaurant, waiting for our dwarven friend to appear.
Okay.
Sipping tea that I have ordered and paid for. How much is tea?
I will check in a minute. Let's go to what everybody's
Yeah,
doing first.
Consuming some sort of breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, breakfast
like
is a bit
herbally
Spartan.
tea.
They don't have like fresh eggs or anything like that. It's mostly like some fresh bread, butter, cheese, some like breakfast sausages kind of thing. They do have some fresh fruit. Not a lot, but some.
So I have some breakfast, whatever you want to put that cost out.
Okay. I will find out when I find the item area again. There we are. Full meal. It's gonna be 25 copper.
25 copper? That's
Yeah.
great. Wonderful. I know my character is going to want to have eaten at some point, so I'll
I just
spell it.
had tea.
Just had tea. You're not gonna eat?
I'll probably hunt for breakfast later.
All right.
Just tea.
Nah, I'm going to take
So
Blazer out.
Skinny as fuck.
I'll take a breakfast as well.
okay.
That
So
was
anybody who's just
Copper.
drinking, that's gonna be 3 copper. Everybody who's eating a full meal, that's 25.
Alright.
Do I get my extra health point back now that I've had a full meal?
I also have a
Aw.
ration.
By the way,
I could just eat a ration.
Was 20 copper an actually, like, accurate price for a table? Because I had no clue what number to throw out.
20 copper. Just figure, like you're paying for his meal more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or like some
You're
drinks.
paying
I
for a
think-
few drinks.
I think our beers were 5 copper or something.
Yeah. So it's not nothing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not a huge amount either.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit difficult to get a real good feel for how much a copper is in terms of like, all right, this is what you can directly compare it to in real life, you know,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of frustrating. I like when there's a good, not necessarily 1-to-1, but you can kind of go, oh, like 5 gold is $200 ish worth of stuff or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But oh well, it is what it is. So everybody's eating a full meal except for Everin, yeah?
Yeah.
So
I am. I don't know about Rachel.
the tavern keep, you don't see him in the morning. Instead, you see the barmaid and a couple of the other workers. And as she's at the barmaid's delivering your stuff, says he had to sleep in a little bit. Guess you guys kept him up a bit late last night. Not that he was complaining or anything, but
No
he
worries.
had to do a little bit more. So, is there anything else you folks need this morning?
Not that I mean, not here, and I don't really want to particularly leave the tavern, so I want to make sure, or the inn, so I want to make sure I'm here when,
Alright, well, I'll be around. We're pretty slow in the morning, to be fair. Your dwarven friends alright up there? I heard, well, heard things were a bit, rough.
things could have been better, but they sure hell could have been a lot worse. We're all still here, and we're all still alive.
Yeah, that's true enough. Well, I'll head on over when they come down. I assume they'll be dining with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and take a break there. Everybody can go and get something to drink, use the restroom, get something to eat, do whatever you need to do. We will be back in a couple of minutes.
Ma.
And when the weekend comes, you don your black clothes.
we go. We's all back. All right. So, you guys have had a chance to eat for a little bit, drink. In the case of certain cheapskate elves,
I did
and-
indeed eat and drink during that break.
yes.
I got a drink.
So after a little while, Oswolf comes down. In the daylight, he still looks pretty bad, but he looks better now that he's had a night of sleep. And he comes up and joins you at your table without saying anything, and gestures for the barmaid to come over. And he says, "Just bring me food. Bring me a lot of food. I'm really hungry. And once you're done, why don't you take a little bit of a break?" And he hands her about 50 copper. Yeah, and as we've just discussed, you know this is considerably more than it costs for a meal. So she looks at it and goes, "Thank you, kind sir. I'll do just that." Right now, you guys are the only ones in the room. You don't know if there's other people in the inn. You never really got a chance to see or check for yourself. But currently, in the common room, there's nobody there. So he waits for a little bit, doesn't really say anything. And a few minutes later, when the food comes, he nods to the maid, and she heads back off into the kitchen and says, and after a moment he says, "So I guess I owe you an explanation, don't I?" "Well, let's just get straight to the point, shall we? There's a rather impressive market for lyrium, shall we say."
What is lyrium again?
You definitely know. Lyrium is basically a mineral or a metal that was really odd.
It refuels your mana.
Basically, yeah. For
Also highly addictive for Templar Knights.
Yeah, okay, it's all coming back here.
yeah,
Got it. I remember now.
it
just-
is highly controlled. Because of its power and its potency, and the Templars, the Chantry Templars, use it to help kind of give themselves a bit of natural magic immunity. Roll me cunning, Rachel. Hold on, I wasn't looking at that. 14. Part of the reason you think that you had such a problem healing Oswolf last night is that dwarves have a natural resistance to magic, in part because of lyrium. It's just kind of ingrained now, even though it doesn't make a lot of sense now that I'm starting to think about it. Why would dwarves who've been out on the surface really have that same lyrium-based resistance? And
I don't know,
I'm not going to question it too much, but nevertheless they do. Let's just say it's a genetic mutation at this point, caused by
Yeah.
lyrium.
All right.
Either
dwarves
way,
just aren't very magical.
either way, lyrium is why dwarves are more resistant to magic, and also why dwarves cannot be mages.
Okay.
So it's very valuable. Going back to what he's saying, says, I'm sure you all have an understanding of just how much lyrium really means, especially when it's not quite under the thumb of the Chantry. My brother and I and my associate make quite a good living getting lyrium and taking people to might not want the Chantry scrutinizing their acquisition, let's say. And it looks like it finally might have bitten us in the ass. Kindrin is doing all right, thank you. He woke up a little earlier, we talked for a few minutes, but he went back to sleep. It sounds like that magic you used on him really kind of wore him out, even if he hadn't been beaten half to death last night. So I'll have to take some food up for him when we're done here. But back on point. Yeah, we're lyrium smugglers. Let's just say what it is. I have several contacts for buying lyrium, and I deliver to a number of people who are interested in purchasing it. And those fellows, goddamn, the people from last night who stabbed me and beat Kindred, they were our middlemen for a particular deal we were making, and I can only guess why they did what they did. Maybe the only thing that makes any sense is they thought that we were cutting them out. We were here in town and we were avoiding them so we could cut them out of the deal that was being made. I don't know. I'm guessing at this point, but nevertheless, that's the impetus behind last night's attacks. They were after their lyrium, or what they thought was their lyrium. But unfortunately for them, and somewhat also unfortunately for me and Kydrin, they decided to try to beat it out of us, beat the location out.
So now where does this put us into this situation?
Well, unfortunately, it sticks you a little bit deeper in this than I had ever intended. If you'd been able to just get Kindred back, and no, let's be fair. I'm not a good man, but at least I can, in this case, be an honest one. I should have known up front this was gonna cause a problem for you guys.
It would have been a nice heads up, but there's nothing we can do about it now.
I wasn't thinking straight. I wanted make sure my brother was okay. I wanted to make sure the deal wasn't gonna go down, because I mean we were all gonna be dead if something happened to that lyrium, and that actually brings me up to what I would like to hire you guys for this morning. So, I said last night that my associate was camped outside of town, waiting for me and my brother to return. He has the lyrium. We've got a wagon with some pretty stock goods. Nothing unusual. Lamp oil, candles, rope. The kind of thing you see at any general store in any little village between here and Balroyo, or all the way to Orzammar for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
But the real valuable cargo was the lyrium.
You say was like you believe it's gone.
If they knew enough to come after me and my brother, they might have known enough to find the wagon. And if they did, well, especially after the beating that you gave them last night, I don't think I need to elaborate it any further. Your people of the world, you know exactly what would have happened. But unfortunately, at this point, we're all a bit neck deep in it. On the good side, that means that, and I hate to say this, you're all entitled for a cut if we get this back and it finds its way to the intended buyer. And I wouldn't be saying this if it weren't worth. Let's just say it'll make all of us very happy people. Not enough to retire on or anything like that, but we'd be comfortable for a few months at the very least. You know what I'm saying?
How about we get to the payment of the last job before we discuss on whether the next job's happening?
That's fair. I understand it. You've done a lot, and frankly, you've gone above and beyond and have earned it. So he pulls a pouch from his belt and throws it on the table. It feels pretty heavy. And then he takes another one and opens it up and throws out a couple of more silver on top of it.
Bless your heart.
What's the total?
How much did you guys make this arrangement for?
I think he gave us 10 up front, and he said we'd get 15 when we were done.
Yeah.
I do not remember.
But like
that sounds
each?
about right. Yeah. In that case, let me revise how much extra he's giving you. He gives you an extra 20. An extra
So we have
20
total
silver.
25.
So between 4 people is an extra 5, so we each get 20 silver.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So
Math.
that's fine.
I don't like it. I say as I set down my teacup and scoop up my coins.
It is by no
I
means
kind of
optimal.
don't like to be known as a lyrium dealer.
Well,
I've
if we
got a
do
much
this
too
right,
good a reputation for that.
we don't have to be. If we're lucky, everything back at the campsite is just fine. But that's the real question now, isn't it?
Still don't like it.
Don't have to like it.
Honey, there are a lot of things in this world we don't like. You just have to get used to some of them.
I'm just quiet and they're waiting.
So,
You haven't done us wrong yet. You've given me no reason not to trust you. I'm on board.
here's what I can do. I'll pay you guys, let's say, a couple of silver each to go with me to check out the campsite. If Van Gist is there with the wagon, you guys are done. You've made a couple extra silver, no skin off your nose. We go about our way, make the deal we were here to do, and everybody's happy. If I go there and things have gone wrong, we negotiate further for your assistance in recovering. Is that a start?
I'm on board if the rest of my crew's on board. I look to Ebron.
I've given my opinion.
I've given mine. Keeler, Dwarf.
I'm not happy with the product we're choosing to go for, but I suppose right now we're not agreeing to that part. We're just agreeing to check on a person.
That's exactly right.
Marisa?
I am iffy still.
Well, how about this? I'm gonna head up, check on my brother, get a bath myself maybe, and basically take care of my own stuff for a little bit. I'll meet you back in how about an hour, and we'll see what you say then.
Okay.
Good luck. May your brother be well.
I appreciate it. I'm sure he is, thanks to you folks. And we're gonna go ahead and stop there for tonight because I don't want to go in too deep to the next stage. Plus, I want to give you guys some time to think.
Yeah.
So,
Also, did we get experience yet?
yes, I'm going to
God,
give
yeah.
you experience.
Get freaking experience.
How much does it take to get you up to the next level? Is it 1,000?
Hmm? Wait, what?
How much does it take to get you up to the next level? Is it 1,000?
I have no
Um,
idea.
You
We
would know
don't
better
know.
I'm gonna look. I just thought it might be on your character sheets, so I
No.
didn't have to
No.
look.
Nope.
No,
we are
experience.
level.
That
We are
was a
level
mistake.
1. I have 0 experience, even though we killed those guys.
You will get
Those-
experience. All right, here's
Those
something
guys, and
to
then those guys, and then some more guys.
something to recognize about how I give out experience is that I give it out when there's significant downtime, or there is basically a narrative point where it feels like you should get experience. So I don't give it out after every session or after every fight.
Okay.
So, you guys will get 1,000 experience. Actually, make
Hooray.
it 1,250.
Hooray! I have no idea where I am.
Okay.
It's on your character sheet.
Yeah, it is on your character sheet. You do
Yeah.
need 2,000 for level 2.
Near the top, just above
I need
speed.
how
Oh, I
much
see
for
it.
level
Okay, so we
2?
have 12,000. I am level 2. I did it.
No,
I'm
you're not
proud.
level 2.
I thought you said we leveled up.
No.
I'm sorry.
You get 1,250 experience, and you need 2,000 for level 2.
Okay.
2,000.
I wasn't listening, Mobby. It happens.
So we're still 750
750 away.
Yeah.
You will get there, but right now, not quite yet.
Alright. What happens when we get to level 2?
You will get more experience. You'll get another talent.
Woo!
It's a fair few things. You'll get more hit points. It's just a bunch of different things. I think you get another spell. But yeah, it's that kind of thing. Anything else we need to do right now? I don't think so.